Hi Stampers, welcome back. I'm Nancy Novak. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and this week I am doing a few projects with you from the Give It a Whirl die set. This is a great die set. First of all, it's got 21 dies in it, and it creates cards and projects with the little whirly twirly wheel in here. It's really, really cute. So basically it has, to create the wheel, it has the wheel and the die front, but it's got so many other pieces that I use this all year round for all my different cards. It has 3 different size hearts, it has clouds, it has stars, it has a circle with a scallop, it has a tag, it has a little banner for sentiments, and you can always use this for a sentiment. The heart, that's not just for the making the whirl cards, the whirly cards, it's also another heart. So it's got a lot of pieces to it that are really useful all year round. But today we're going to make something really, really cute. And we're basically going to use the wheel and this little curved triangle. So let me get everything else out of the way and I'll show you what our project is and we will get started. Okay, so today we're making a cute box. This is a birthday box theme, and when you twirl it, you can read the different little stamped sentiments, and then there's a hole for candy. Isn't that darling? So yeah, you can put all kinds of candy in there, and so I have Hershey Kisses in this one, and then you can twirl it and it closes up. But then again, it has your little sentiments. And then I have some pretty designer series paper on there. So let's get started. I'm also using the Bright and Beautiful designer series paper, which is from the annual catalog. It's a 6x6 pack of paper, double-sided paper with great celebration type designs on it. And it matches with the beautiful balloons stamp set. So I'm using the happy birthday and the yay you and a balloon. And what else do I have? So I'm going to make my box in blueberry bushel, and this is 5.5 by 10 inches. I have a circle that I cut using this die out of lemon lime twist and white, and then I have some DSP strips from the Bright and Beautiful DSP pack, and then a couple of the little triangles. So let's go ahead and get our box ready. So I'm going to bring in my scoreboard. And don't worry about the sizes or the supplies or any of that, because it will be on my blog, stampandshout.blogspot.com, or look in the description below and you'll see the words project sheet, and it will take you right to my blog. Plus you'll see a bigger picture of the project. So if you go there, always go there, because you always get a nice big picture. Always has the measurements, shopping supplies, and shopping links. Okay, so with our 10-inch piece at the top, we're going to score it at 1 inch, 4.5, 5.5, and 9. And we're going to turn it, and we're going to score it at 1 inch and 4.5 inches. Okay, so since we're making a box, we want to make sure we have nice creased score lines. So we're going to use our bone folder. So now I'm going to bring in my little paper snips here. And on one end, I'm going to cut out the squares. So here and here, I'm going to cut out those squares. Okay, now on the opposite side, I'm just going to create a tab. So here's where we just cut. I'm going to go to the other end, turn this around, and I'm just cutting up to the score line and creating a tab. I'm going to turn it, and on the 2 middle score lines, I'm going to create a tab. And I'm going to angle my tab in just to make it help the box close nicely. So I'm just giving the tab a little angle. Cut. Do the same thing on the opposite side. And then down here where we created these tabs, I'm going to also angle the tabs. Okay, so our box is going to close like this. I'm going to bring in some tear and tape. I'm going to flip this over, so I'm putting tear and tape on the outside of the tabs. Okay, so that's what the box looks like, and I'll have a picture of this on my blog so you can kind of look at it and help you out a little bit more. So we're going to wait on this for a second, and now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our circles, and I'm going to bring in the triangle die, and I am going to go ahead and cut a hole out of each one of these circles. So I'm just popping away the little hole that's in the middle there to help me guide this and line it up. You could cut them out each individually, but I'm going to go ahead and cut them out together. But I'm going to bring in a piece of washi tape. So what I'm doing is I'm lining up the hole in the circle with the hole in the die. And there's also little lines here that you can see when it's in front of you. And I'm just going to put a little bit of washi tape to hold it in place and go ahead and cut out those that triangle, and I will be right back. Okay, so we don't need these little pieces. And now my two wheels each have a hole in them. So next I think I'll do a little bit of stamping. So I'm going to bring in Blueberry Bushel. I'm using Parakeet Party for one of my little sentiments just because it's a little bit darker, but you could use Lemon Lime Twist also. So I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday in Blueberry Bushel. And when you see this in person, you can see there's little lines that kind of help guide you where you should stamp. And I'm going to stamp a balloon. And another sentiment that's in the Beautiful Balloon set is Yay You, so I'm going to use that one. And then there's also a little squiggly balloon line, and I'll just stamp that in Memento black ink. I'm just going to ink up half of it because I just need a little bit of that showing. Okay, just like that. Okay, I'm going to do something else on my little white circle because basically I showed you we cut out the circle and then we cut out another circle. And when we cut this one out, it kind of smashed the lines that were there originally. So before I cut the circle out, I'm going to stamp because I can see all the lines. So let me see if I can get this in focus. I can't. But there's very distinct lines in here. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp before I cut my circle out because those lines are more visible and it's easier to see where you need to stamp. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in my little triangle and line it up and cut out the little hole. Okay, so that's ready to go. Now we're going to bring our box back in. And the front of the box is the part of the box that has the two squares missing, and that is where our wheels are going to go. but we need to cut a hole out of the top of the box. So I'm going to bring in one of my circles, and I'm going to center it and line it up. And I want the hole to be like in the bottom left-hand area of my box. You could have it be any way you want. Maybe I'll have it that way. Nope, I'm going to do it this way. Okay, and then I'm just going to mark the hole. And now I'm going to bring that die back in. And again, I'm going to use the washi tape, and I'm going to line up the hole and cut it out with the cutting machine. Okay, so we have the hole in the box. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in some of my Designer Series strips, and I'm going to go ahead and glue those on the box while it's nice and flat. It just makes it a little bit easier to put it together. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue the white wheel to the box. So there's that little hole that I created with the pen. Now I'm just going to bring in my Pick-a tool and make the hole in the box. Now this one here, I can go ahead and line up the holes, and I'm going to glue the white one to the box. Okay, so I glued it on there. I just lined up the hole, and I lined up this big hole, and now that's all ready to go. So now we can bring this wheel in, and we're going to put our little pretty Designer Series paper pieces on there. Okay, now I'm going to bring in a brad. These are Stampin' Up's brads. These are also in the annual catalog. They come in black and white. So I'm just going to put the brad through the middle hole of both pieces and attach it to the back of the box, or inside of the box. Okay, now I'm going to put my box together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the tear and tape and line up all the corners and edges. The tabs are going to go on the inside of the box. We're making the back of the box right now with these sticky tabs. So I'm just going to put all the tabs inside and line up my edges. You could use glue if you don't want to use tear and tape, and you could use a little bit more tear and tape on the tabs. But that's all put together. Oh, I made a mistake. I put strips on the wrong edges. I should have put strips all the way around the box, and I put 2 on this tab. But that's not going to matter. I mean, that does matter. But what we're going to do next, you're going to have to pretend that there's strips there and strips there of the Designer Series paper. I'm going to have to go back there and do that in a second. The box like that, I'm going to flip it down, and I'm going to put glue on all of these tabs, the 3 tabs, and just close them up. And let that glue set for a second. So yeah, I put the Designer Series strips on the wrong side. There's supposed to be Designer Series strips all the way around the box. And we'll put our candy in here. and close up the box. And there you go. Isn't that cute? I think it is adorable. I just love it. What a fun thing, huh? Just a fun gift to give somebody, something different, right? You could load this up with a lot of candy too. So I hope you liked today's project, and I hope you liked yesterday's project, our little Christmas card with the Give It a Whirl window in there. Very, very cute. Don't forget, all of the sizes and dimensions will be on my blog. Just look for Project Sheet. Also have shopping links there. If you like my videos, please don't forget to click like. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe so you'll know when I am doing live videos. And I will be back next week at noon. Thank you for being here. Don't be shy. Stamp and shout.